So it's almost Father's Day, and your girl Lise got the perfect thing for you. If you do not know what to get a man as a gift, guess what? My people over there at Ballsy, so you can go to ballwash.com, have some amazing gift packs that you can get for your dad or a dad or any dad or your husband or maybe somebody else's husband. I don't know. I don't judge. You can go to ballsy.com. So make sure you get the Ultimate Dad Bundle, or you can get the Father's Day Nuts and Bolts. And I am so nice that if you use M.A.P.S when you check out, you will get 15% off your order. You heard me right. That is M.A.P S. And you get 15% off. So I'm giving you a gift as you're giving a gift. So you're welcome. So make sure you go to ballsy.com. This is for my millennial. Baby, you got it. Baby, you got it. Baby. Oh, check me. Oh, check me. The views and opinions expressed by Millennials Anonymous Podcast and their guests and contributors are of those guests and contributors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Millennials Anonymous Podcast, and any content provided by our content contributors or guests or anyone else are of their own opinions and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. This is purely entertainment, folks. Now let's get it. Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Millennials Anonymous Podcast. Yes, it is your girl Lise Winnie, and I am a fucking millennial. And I also want to say Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to everybody in the LGBTQ plus community. So shout out to everybody. I'm in my Maxwell bag today. I feel like whenever, baby. Like I feel like that today. Okay. So y'all know how I do each and every week. And I do be talking a lot in the intro. Like I went back and I listened to it and I was like, shit. You do be doing a lot of talking, but I got to get my shit off because, I've been having guests recently. Next week, I think I'm going to do a solo dolo, but I've been having guests recently, so I can't do it in the end or the middle. So I got to get my shit off in the beginning. And it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a hefty intro. They were hefty intros and they were a little unnecessary. So I apologize. I appreciate y'all for listening to it and everything, but it was a little long. But with that being said, you can find me all over the place because I was told that I need to do more branding and marketing. I don't do enough of that because they say you can make as great stuff as you want, but if you don't market the shit, it doesn't matter. Subscribe, hit that like button. Did I do it right? It doesn't even come off as natural because I'm the type of person like you either gonna like this shit or you not. Like when I used to do sales, I was horrible at it because I never wanted to pressure anybody. And it just didn't work. Like I also worked in collections before in my lifetime. And I was just one of those collectors that was like, hey, you owe this bill. They'd be like, oh, fuck that bill. And I'm like, okay, well then fuck that bill. I'm not about to argue with you about somebody else's money. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't for me and it just wasn't good. And so that's the same way I am with this. And so it's like, it doesn't come off as natural, but I do want support. I want y'all to support it if you like it. I'm not going to pressure you though. Like if you don't want to like and share, then bitch don't. If you do, then bitch come with me then. We together. Let's be together. I also got to say thank you last week to all of the guests that I had. Thank you. So thank you to Roman for giving us that great information about podcasting. I want to say thank you to School Rose for being as hilarious as he wants to be. If you have not had a chance to follow I'm breathing into the mic. Follow Roman and or Scoob, do that. So make sure that you go and you follow Roman. He is on all major podcasting platforms. So the Digital Savage, you can find him over there. And you can also find Scoob Rose So make sure that you go and find School Rose at the Unapologetically Dope Podcast. He is so fucking hilarious, though. Make sure you follow him on TikTok, okay? Follow him on TikTok. And thank you to D Wings for coming through. I appreciate you, helping me out. He's not a podcaster, as you can tell. He does not do this, but he did it for me because he loved me. So I appreciate him for coming on and being like an extra guest, a fill-in or whatever. But wait a minute. Before we get into these top 10 trending topics, we do have a guest today. So I want to give a big shout out to Big Smash, all the way from Bet the House Podcast, who is going to be on here today. We're going to be talking about it all. We're going to talk about fathers, not fathers. We're going to talk about fathers, okay? We are going to talk about how do you fix communities like Baltimore and Chicago, because we had Baltimore and Chicago sitting in the same room virtually. We were virtually sitting in the same room, okay? So that you have that, and then we talked about music. We talked about it all. So make sure y'all stay for that. He's a dope ass person. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to his shit too, because he's also one of those people that's doing things. So make sure you support him as well. And his social media, Bet the House Podcast, is off the chain. So let's get into these top 10 trending topics, or I might change it to what's buzzing. Let's get into these top 10 trending topics of the week. Former President Donald Trump he's returned. He has come out of hiding. He has come out of banishment, and he is back. He's back. I don't know what to do. But he had a political stage with a speech that he gave at North Carolina Republican Convention on Saturday, June 5th. And to everyone's surprise, one of his favorite networks, Fox News, decided not to air it. CNN didn't either, but we expected as much. But Fox News said, nah, bruh, nope. Not today. I don't know if they're going through a rocky patch in their relationship. Maybe he should send them a hey, what's up, big head text or whatever. I'm not sure what happened, but he really came out and he had all of their hits. He did all of their greatest hits. He talked about the falsehoods of the election. He talked about how it was rigged. He talked about how he was going to run again, how he was the best ever. And Joe Manchin, the Democratic senator in West Virginia, says that he will not vote for the People's Act, which sounds crazy as hell. Like, you will not vote for the people? You're not going to vote for the people? It's a whole For the People Act. And he said, nope, not today. I will not do it. He said the fundamentals of our American democracy and protecting that right should be not about the party or politics. Least of all, protecting rights, which is a value I share, should never be done in partisan manner. And that was end quote. Now listen, Joe. I don't get it. Because the For the People Act is trying to make sure that everybody can vote. Like, the Republicans is out here doing a whole bunch of gerrymandering, right? They changing districts like crazy. And you're just gonna say, I'm still trying to figure out why he's a fucking Democrat. Like, I get that you have conservative Democrats. I get you have liberal Democrats. I get that. But he's so Republican, though. I don't. He might be a mole. I don't know. We might want to check him. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. This is all alleged. But we might want to check him. I'm just saying, we might want to check him for a wire. Just to check him a little bit. You know what I mean? And LeBron James is out of the NBA playoffs. Yes, this is the first time ever in his career which he has gotten out in the first round. Now, he was not too happy. You could tell he wasn't too happy. And the memes, I'm a LeBron fan. And so because I'm a LeBron fan, listen, I don't like teams as much in the NBA as I do players. So I like certain NBA players. And LeBron James is just one of those players in which I gravitated towards. If you know me, you know LeBron James is my secret crush. I do like him very much. but he's out. Okay, and the memes were absolutely fucking hilarious. They were like, I laughed my ass off. Okay, now the Lakers are in a little bit of trouble because they gave up so much to build this super old team for LeBron James. Because LeBron James he doesn't have a lot of time left. His knees are like, man, maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We done. We out. We done. It's time to sit down. Like he's coming to a countdown. And so I feel like the Lakers and Jenny Buss, they were like, we need to really build this super team so that he can win as many championships in the shortest amount of time as possible, which kind of backfired because all the people they got rid of are kind of in the playoffs. Okay, so it just kind of backfired. They don't have any young talent. Everybody is super old for sports, and probably in the next couple of years, the Lakers are gonna suck ass. Like, this is just probably what's about to happen. This is just my opinion. It doesn't make it a fact. And Floyd Money May versus Logan Paul is happening Sunday night on Showtime on pay-per-view. I couldn't even say that shit with a straight face. Like, I like asking people, like, who you think won this? Now, hey, nothing against Logan Paul. He looks like he's in incredible shape. Oh my God. His body is amazing. But he also came in overweight. So he weighs an extended amount more than Floyd Mayweather, which could come to his benefit. He's also much taller, which means his arm span is longer. I don't know. Maybe Floyd gets knocked the fuck out.
Try me, bitch.
I don't know. Now, this is an exhibition, so no winner will be declared. That's not what the fuck this is. This is a money grab. And I probably will order this shit. Now, I usually don't order fights, but I probably will order this one. Now, let me tell you why. Because I'm invested in the series. This is a whole reality series. I watched episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need to see the season finale. This is the season finale of this fucking reality show train wreck. And I want to see what happened. I want to see what is the end result of this. If Floyd Mayweather don't knock him the fuck out, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a conversation, Money Man. You're going to have to come to the black delegation. We're going to have a conversation because we can't have you out here looking like this. Like, you went a whole 50-0 for you to get knocked the fuck out. If you get knocked out by Logan Paul and you become 50-1 off of this shit, we're going to have a conversation. Okay? We're going to have a conversation. I hate to say it, but we're going to have a conversation. And speaking of needing to have a conversation, Kim K has a breakdown about her failed marriage on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I'm tired of seeing this. Kim, so here's the thing. I don't know Kim, never met Kim. She seems to be a very nice woman. Okay, it's not a lot of people that talk a lot of shit about her, that she's a horrible person. Maybe vain, yes, maybe, a little bit self-absorbed, possibly, but I've never heard anybody say anything about her in the sense of she was mean. I've never heard that. So just me, I'm not saying that she's mean, but this is also on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is a part of the season. This is a part of the episode. So, of course, she has to do extra. When you go through a divorce, it is a lot. It is a lot on you. But I'm not going to sit here and say, they were saying she was such a good wife, all these memes. Were y'all there? Nobody was there but Kanye. And per Hip Hop DX, Jay-Z and Mariah Carey had an explosive meeting, which ends in Mariah Carey leaving Roc Nation. Yes, she did. Mariah Carey, if you remember, if you're as old as I am, you remember Heartbreaker Got the Best of Me in 1999 when she actually collaborated with Jay-Z. So that song, it was a bop. That song was a bop. And in 2017, because they became so close after they recorded that, she signed with Roc Nation after she fired her best friend or her manager. And she's not happy. Mariah said, I am not happy. And her and Jay-Z, and this is per Hip Hop DX directly from them, it says Mariah and Jay had an explosive meeting which did not go well at all. She made it clear she wants nothing more to do with him, and she has called it quits with Roc Nation. She will formally depart in the next few weeks. And they say that it could have been a better outcome with her and Roc Nation, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. But they also said the meeting couldn't have gotten any worse. This meeting, like, it did not end well at all. So all I will say is this. Jay-Z seems like he is a very smart guy. He seems like he's very intelligent. He's very creative. But one of the things, and this is, I don't know him either from a can of paint, but maybe this is just not on his radar anymore. Maybe music is not his thing anymore because he's doing 50,000 other things. And just because you're a great artist, you're a great investor, doesn't mean you are a great manager or CEO. Maybe this is not his bag. You can't be good at everything, Jay-Z. God damn it. Like I said last week, leave some dreams for everybody else. You've done it all. Leave some dreams for us. God damn it. And Yo Gotti and DaBaby are under fire from Black Twitter. Black Twitter is not happy about it after dropping their video Drop and having no dark-skinned women drop it like it's hot in Drop. Okay, so there were no or very few dark-skinned women. There were a few. It was like, where's Waldo? You were finding, oh, there's a dark-skinned woman and there's one over there. And people are upset. They're calling them out. Now, listen. You have the people on the side saying that's their preference to do what they want. And then you have people on the other side, you need more dark-skinned women being degraded. Listen, are we really arguing about dark-skinned women not being objectified and degraded in a rap video? What you say? That's what I thought. I'm sorry. I'm out. If they're not going to degrade us dark-skinned women, I'm done. I'm good. Go ahead. Y'all want to degrade them? By all means. By all means, go. That's on them. That's their choice. I'm not going to argue about dark-skinned women not being degraded in a music video. I'm sorry. And Noravax, a new kind of COVID-19 vaccine, will be available in the summer. And this kind, it's a protein subunit vaccine. And they said that it doesn't need to be refrigerated. Like, I have a special refrigeration. So maybe more people can actually get this vaccine. Y'all kind of late, but okay. Per HuffPost, former manager of the Department of Defense Aerospace Threat Program, say that UFOs might be real. Yeah, no. We gonna have to. So if y'all out there, aliens, just stay where y'all at. I don't even like the cicadas, okay? I don't even fucking fuck with the cicadas that's out here in the northeast right now, in the north. I don't even like them, and I just found out that they pee, and it's just like, it's a lot. And I can't. I can't have. I'm having my Kim Kardashian moment. I can't have aliens and cicadas in the same life. I can't. And the 17-year-old girl fights off a bear. She fought off a whole bear to defend her dog. Now, I've seen this video going around. Now, I didn't know she was 17. That's some bravery for your ass, okay? Because that would have been a dead dog. And I have a dog. I love animals. Animals are wonderful, but I don't know if I had that level of courage. She had eaten her porridge, because I don't know if I would have that level of courage to push a bear. I don't fuck with squirrels. So I'm not about to touch a bear. So shout out to her for defending her dogs, because she damn sure did that. And speaking of did that, this has concluded your top 10 trending topics of the week, or what's buzzin'. Let's get into this guest panel session with our special guest today, Big Smash from Bet the House Podcast, all the way from Chi-Town. Let's get it. You today, Big Smash of the Bet the House Podcast is on today. How are you doing?
I'm chilling. I feel good, man. Thank you for having us.
I was talking to you before this, because I just follow dope ass people. So when I see people that other people follow, and I kind of gravitate towards it, and I was like, I don't know who be running their social media, but it be on fire. Like, it's lit over there.
That'd be me. Man, we when I tell you how my recording schedule is, it's just crazy, because we record something every day.
Damn.
Whether it's online, or whether it's on Zoom, or whether it's in-house, we got a special show just about every day. So my recording schedule is nuts, but I work overnight. So in the daytime, I'm chilling, I'm recording, I'm doing this, and then I work.
And so I've been following you live, and it seems like I've been popping in and out. I was talking to you about this before, and apparently something happened. And because this is where the truth is absolutely necessary, I gotta ask you, what the fuck happened?
I had a situation a couple weeks back with my wife, and it was during a live, and it was a real heated argument, and it was supposed to have been taken down, but somebody in this I had started an online podcast community.
Did you?
So a lot of the shows that you were seeing, all these people collabing, how you said we were everywhere, we was on everybody's shows and all that stuff. This was the community that I had started, and somebody from that community screen recorded that live, passed it around.
Damn, you famous.
Passed it around, and then it got a hold to somebody else in the community, and they went and made a play-by-play analysis of what happened in the live, adding their own extra spice and juices to it, and it turned into this big old catastrophe. Oh, well, yeah, he said this and he did this, and they were fighting and they were doing this, which none of that was going on. I don't understand how you got that from that. It ended up being a whole big mess, and a lot of bad words are being said via people's platforms and my platform. So I had to go on the defensive, like, okay, if you're gonna talk bad about somebody, if you're gonna ruin somebody's life or somebody's brand, at least come with the facts. You know what I'm saying? Come with absolute truth, because there are ramifications with that. You are basically telling the world that, oh, I'm a Chris Brown, this a Chris Brown Rihanna type of thing, and now whatever business relationships that I had, I'm getting calls all around the board. Now, here's the thing. I didn't even know the video was screen recorded.
Okay.
My partner at the time often told me, like, hey, the video from the live is going around, and this is why, and such done added her own twist to it, and this is why stuff is looking like that. So I have spent the last 2 weeks on damage control because my name is being salted and thrown into the ground. So it's like, I gotta fix this. Y'all got me messed up. What happened was a bunch of bad words that I already apologized for. There was no violence taking place, but and then I just thought about it. Okay, why am I going out on the back end to please and impress people who already have made up their own assumptions? So I need to focus on the people who know me, who know who I am, who know what's going on, the real me, and that's who I need to focus on. So I was gonna take a break. I was gonna stop recording. I was gonna stop putting out content. But then I thought about it, like, who's gonna fight harder for my legacy other than me?
I can understand that, and things happen in life. That's what happened. Things happen. So we hit on music a little bit about today's music, where some people are making some songs now. Do you think music is worse today than it was 20 years ago?
Absolutely.
The young people gonna be mad because they said that it's different. It's not worse. It's just different.
It's this music that we playing now is trash.
You mean this new melodic stuff?
I have a music show I do every Monday, and we have discussions like this. And it's like, take love music for example.
Okay.
When you heard music back in the day, it made you want to pull whoever you were dealing with up close, look them in their eyes, let them know, hey, you are the one for me. Music made you feel good. You expressed how you felt. Hey, girl, I love you. I want to be with you. Let's have some kids. Let's have a life. Let's get married.
Right.
This era is not like that. It's, you got a fat
R&B is dead.
I want to see you work it. I want to do this. You got a WAP. da 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 da, and it's like, but I think about
Don't
it.
go after my WAP. I like this song.
I like it too, but you know, these are what's considered love songs nowadays. Like,
WAP.
you know,
WAP.
this is what's considered. Some of this stuff is considered love songs, and it's like, if you, yeah, a lot of the old musicians I did, but it's like I'm an R&B head. What I listen to, and I listen to a lot of today's R&B, Bryson Tiller,
R&B
Trey
is
Songz,
dead.
all them. But it's not. Yeah, it's not the same as the Black Sheep and the Jodeci's and the Drew Hills and the Jagged Edges and the Cases and the Joes and the music that made you feel good. And I'm not saying
You don't feel like R&B now is more hip hop than it is R&B though.
Yes. And it's so different because the rap, I don't even too much listen to the rap. I will listen to Drake. I listen to Lil Baby and you know, J. Cole.
No Lil Yachty's for you.
I like Lil Yachty, but I'm not gonna listen to a whole Lil Yachty album. Now if I hear Lil Yachty on a song or Savage, I don't listen to NBA YoungBoy at all. I don't listen to Lil Durk at all. And I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm against Lil Durk. It's just
I'm a little old, so I don't listen to it.
Yeah,
either.
I am an old soul. You know what I'm saying? We do we have little versus battles amongst ourselves. The other podcasters, we have little versus battles. You pick an artist, I'll pick an artist. And we have yet to do a new school battle. Like, we have to pick a new school artist because it's like we don't really, you know, so it's always been old school battles like we had stuff like 50 Cent versus Rick Ross, things like that. It was always Nas versus Jay-Z, Nas versus Drake, things like that. You know, we don't do too much of the new artists because it's like, I know the music, but today's music makes you want to either do drugs or go shoot somebody.
Don't do the kids like that. Now, don't do the kids like that. I feel like music today is it's a little bit more trendy. So it's not as it's not going to last as long. It doesn't have the longevity that some of the other music does.
As long as TikTok is around, this new age of music will last. Because that's where all the artists are taking their music. They're taking it to TikTok.
But that's why it won't last, because the new song comes out each and every week, and that is why it doesn't last. Because a new dance, you can make up a new dance in 2 seconds, and then they just on to the next one.
But they'll always have something to fall back on because TikTok is thriving. Like they'll always have some. All right, so I dropped the dance song last week. All right, and that went viral. Now I'm gonna come back this week and drop another dance song, and you know people can really eat off of TikTok, and
they can.
Now everybody, I saw her video and she was killing it, but I could do it better. So let me go get this song and I'm gonna do this. And it's a never ongoing thing. So TikTok is very lucrative because TikTok is doing what Instagram should have been doing. Instagram stopped doing the music. First of all, and I just hate that. You can't really play your music on Facebook and Instagram.
Copyright, yeah, they
want to shut your live down and all. Like, can we just get back to having fun? Y'all remember MySpace? Man, MySpace let you have 5 songs on your profile and your whole playlist on your profile. And you ain't have to worry about copyrights. And man, look,
that was the shit back in the day. Like back in the day when everybody, and even before everybody could get on it, like you had to have a college account when MySpace. No, that was Facebook. No, that's Facebook. Facebook, you had to have a college account to get on Facebook, and that Facebook was cool back then. But with MySpace, listen, kids, if you don't know, MySpace actually is still around. You actually can still join MySpace. I don't know if Tom still your friend.
I be trying to remember my password and shit. But music, I'm just gonna say it ain't for me. I don't want to down kids and tell kids, but it's like the music nowadays don't have the same message. It don't have that feel.
But couldn't our parents though say that about the music we were listening to, like the Tupacs, you know, NWA? They didn't like NWA. They didn't like.
I grew up in that house where NWA and Snoop and all that, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, all of that mattered. Now,
but they didn't like it.
My mom and them don't understand some of this new stuff because it's like you could make a hit record by just getting on the track, just screaming on the track. You don't even have to be having words that rhyme. Like, look at the shit that Young Thug has had. Young Thug has been around for about 8 years and he is still relevant. He is still making hits. And I have yet to understand one song where I can fully understand what Young Thug is saying.
You are right. All you have to do is you got a whole hit.
Got a whole hit. And
Designer was worse.
Yes.
Designer was worse. Let me defend the kids real quick. The kids. We had music back in the day that was some trash ass music. Vanilla Ice was a thing for us. We not gonna sit here and pretend like he didn't have a hit.
So, what songs do you think are still gonna be relevant from this era? Like, Tupac is still relevant. Tupac's been gone damn near 30 years. He's still relevant. Dear Mama is still relevant. Right. Keep Your Head Up is still relevant. NWA Fuck the Police is still relevant. Like, I don't see any of these songs that I'm hearing now that are like, oh man, 20 years ago, this was our shit. We was, man, you don't know nothing about this, young boy, young play. No, I can't tell my grandkids and shit that because they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. Like, nah, grandpa, this ain't it. So,
you don't think City Girls Twerkulator, you know, when you like 67 years old, you like, then Twerkulator came out, it was talking about the oppression that we was facing. You gotta break it down.
My neck and my back, and it's still relevant. You know, that's what City Girls remind me of. Oh, take this for example. Juvenile, Back That Ass Up. It is still a universal record. Like, hit. I don't give a fuck what era you in.
When you hear that song,
it's going down. I don't care how old you is. You could be 80 years old. You're getting down to that record. I don't feel like this era has that, and I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna, I don't know what era has that feels like this is a timeless record. Like when you heard Lenny Williams crying for his girl and shit.
What, 7 minutes?
Like, it was important for the culture. Like, we are
7 minutes. Like, cried for 7 whole minutes.
Man, look, that is when music hits your soul. I don't think, and nothing against people in their art. Soulja Boy really changed the demographics with YouTube and all that. We wasn't doing YouTube.
Soulja Boy? Let me stop.
Yeah. Soulja Boy was the first rapper on the internet, on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that made us. I actually believe Soulja Boy killed hip hop as we knew it, because
that's strong.
Listen,
that's strong.
We were going to the stores and buying records. We were going to the stores and buying $16, $17 CDs.
Right.
When the internet hit, we weren't going to the stores anymore. We were just downloading or pirating music. You didn't get that satisfaction. Now you can fake your sales. You can your label will go buy 100,000 copies of your CDs and streams and all that, bots and everything. It's like that era you didn't feel good now going out. When you went and brought a CD, you felt good. You had to go get it. You had to be in the crib. You had to listen to it. Now it's like, and Soulja Boy did something for the era. He taught these artists how to get out and make money off their craft, off streams and views and all that. And but he also changed the culture, because Soulja Boy really wasn't talking about nothing either. But it sounded good. It was catchy. It sounded catchy. It was catchy. It was, nowadays, if you have a good beat, you can just get on the track and just breathe. But as long as you got a good beat, maybe got a good hook or something, we intrigued. We gonna check you out. I'm gonna tell you, I really thought Dipset was trash. I really thought Dipset was trash. There was cats like Uncle Luke, I thought was trash.
Uncle Luke changed the game.
Shaka, all them.
Oh yeah, they was trash.
But they did what worked for them.
Well, let me not say that. I did buy their albums.
Yeah, we brought the albums because they album covers, they presentation was dope. Like, and No Limit was coming out with new CDs every week, so you had to be intrigued by it. But yeah, we had some artists back in the day that was just like, yeah, this ain't it, man. Even now, listening to the records now, but we had so many artists that are still, we can still rock.
So we had options, is what you said. Because this is the issue. So a lot of men, I know a lot, especially with female rappers, because right now female rappers are having a moment.
Yes.
The female rappers are popping up out of the blue, and I know a lot of men get mad. Oh, it's so sexual all the time. And I was like, I don't think you're mad that they're sexual female rappers. I think you're mad that that's all you see. Like, it's not that we don't have any options. We don't have no Laurens. You know, we don't have Queen Latifahs. We basically just have Nicki's, Cardi's, and there's nothing wrong with them. I'm fans of all of theirs.
You have to talk about sex in order to get heard. Right. You don't have the MC Lights and the yo-yos and the women that could just rap because they had bars. They didn't have to tell you how good they shit was. They had bars. You know, you actually want to hear what Queen Latifah had to say. These Queen Latifah, MC Light, all of them were killing dudes.
Right.
Oh yeah. You had to.
Kim was too. Kim did,
but she didn't write her stuff.
That's not what Kim said. Kim said she was writing some of those. She maybe not all, because Biggie was helping, but allegedly, I guess. But she said she did write some of that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what she said. She said she wrote some of that
Kim
stuff.
had a complete drop off when Biggie died as far as her music.
You didn't put your lighters up. You didn't like that.
All that was cool, but you know, a lot of people in music this era, they go commercial just to sell. They stray away from what they really are just to sell. You got to look at cats like I can use Drake for example. Drake is the biggest star in the game right now.
He is. Those are facts.
I kind of feel like Drake's last projects, he catered to going pop because he wanted that bigger base. When Drake first came in the game, he was spitting. Now Drake is doing
from Degrassi. Like, he was always pop.
Spitting. You know,
he came from Degrassi. No.
Drake was a spitter. Like, his first album was probably the most hip-hop-ish as it was gonna get from Drake. If you look at all his other albums, they are like pop-ish and dance hall. Views was completely, I don't know what the hell Views was. That shit was dance hall and just it's just different. Some people go commercial just to sell, but then you have guys like Toby Nwigwe, who, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I am. I'm familiar with him.
He's not worried about being mainstream. He's not worried about being commercial. He does what works for him.
He is getting commercial though. Like, he's getting traction. People are starting to throw money his way. Now, whether or not he changes, we don't know. Right now, he seems to stay on that same kind of vibe.
Yeah, because he already said he's not, he can do everything he's doing on his own. You don't need a deal for that.
Well, record labels are obsolete anyway. Like, you don't really need a label to push you anymore. The internet is what you need. All you need is a poppin' Instagram, YouTube, a social media page, and you can blow up. That's what Lil Teriyaki or Lil Pterodactyl, whatever you want to call him, did. He got online. He was a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah.
And now you don't see him now.
I thought Bobby Shmurda was trash. Now, I commend Bobby Shmurda for what he did, but on the music side, I thought he was trash. But he blew up. You know what I'm saying? He blew up.
He did have some hits, though. He had some hits.
But it was like, yeah, this shit trash. Like,
he did have some hits. I can't say that he didn't have a hit or two that was commercial, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a big underground girl. Like, I like the commercial hits. I like the Drake him being Jamaican when he's not, he's Canadian. Like I fucks with that. So I fucks with that really heavy. But you know, your Instagram feed is popping. It is, and that's one of the things that caught my attention. It was the other day. This actually was your post, where speaking of power and who should be the leader of a relationship, Dwayne Wade said it's not him. He said, you know, I'm not the leader of my relationship, and you strongly disagree with this sentiment that Dwayne Wade has. And I'm curious to, well, why? Because, you know, he can fall back.
I didn't per se disagree. I just said he wasn't telling us nothing we already didn't know. You know, from the moves, from when they first got together till now, we knew, like, okay, bro, something going on. Like, we seen all the pictures and how she, let me explain.
Gabrielle?
Yeah. All the pictures with her and their daughter, the daughter.
Zaya.
Yeah. So, and again, I have no bad vibes for anybody that makes decisions for their kids, but it's just like, it just seemed like to me that a lot of the stuff, because I'm a heavy Dwayne Wade basketball fan, so a lot of things that were going on just made me feel like, yeah, she got your balls in the purse, brother. But
because I mean,
when a man is in love, he's gonna do whatever. I'm just old school. I believe that women play a very important role in the household. They are definitely the wheels to the car. But I was raised that if you are not a man and you don't hold down your family, and if you don't do what you are supposed to do, then you are not a man. And I'm not saying Dwayne Wade is a man, and I'm not disagreeing with his statement sometimes, but I don't think I could be in that position where my woman has to lead everything and she has to take control. And again, I'm not judging Dwayne Wade, what's working for them. I mean, the man cheated and she took him back. So obviously, I didn't know if it was a kiss her ass in public kind of thing.
I don't know.
But it just seemed off to me that he said that. But again, if it works for their marriage and they're going strong after he cheated and had a baby and all that stuff, then hey, what works for him works for him. I don't think that. No, I think women, strong women, want to know that the man that they're dealing with is going to not fold under pressure. He's always going to be there. He's always going to hold down. Now, I'll say this.
I don't think he's going to fold under pressure. I mean, I think Dwayne Wade is taking care of his household. You can take care of your household in a Gucci pink suit with a shirtless top on. You can.
These are the decisions that I was thinking, like, okay, bruh, she don't find nothing wrong with that. Like again, like, I get
that's
it.
That's fashionable.
Yeah,
it's fashionable. I think that with Dwayne Wade and the Gabrielle Union situation, I think it works because of their personalities. Like Dwayne Wade, like you said, he's not taking care of his household. We ain't gonna say, because Dwayne Wade got bank money. He's definitely taking care of his household financially. Now he's retired now. I don't know what else he's doing outside of retirement besides just being a dad. I know that Gabrielle Union right now is the breadwinner, though.
Because I think that's what the rest of the article was saying, that, hey, my wife right now, she's working, she's doing this, she's doing that. Hell, I'm not doing anything right now. So yeah, she's kind of leading the family. It's not like I'm broke or anything like that, but she is the one that's leading the family. And I get it. Sometimes you have to step back and let your woman lead so you'll know what you have. You know, there might come a time there might come a time where you might fall off, and this is what I'm saying, folding under pressure, that the guy might fall off. Say he got shot or something and he can't work. He's down and out for a while. You need to know what you're dealing with. That woman could say, hey, this is too much. Let me head out. Or that woman could say, don't worry about it. I got you. We finna put foots to boots and we finna get out here and we finna make it happen. So
you don't believe in stereotypical gender norms in relationships are actually beneficial, because that's what their relationship basically what it is that they don't have stereotypical gender norms.
Look, whatever works for you. It ain't about what works for the world, because I tell people all the time, what worked in your last relationship might not necessarily work in this one. So you can't approach every relationship as the last one, because you will always get that mentality that I always deal with ain't shit niggas, or I always deal with ain't shit females. No, sometimes you just have to change your approach. So Dwayne Wade, I think he went from having his kid's mom, and we know how that ended.
Yeah.
And then he goes from being the provider and doing everything and all of this, and then he goes to Gabrielle Union, where now he can relax. He doesn't have to have the pressure of the shoulders of carrying everything, because I can relate to that situation. My last relationship, I had to do every single thing, and it's hard doing everything while everybody else just lays back and kicks their feet up. So in my new situation, in my marriage, it's everybody plays their part, everybody holds down, everybody knows what their role is. Not like a team. Everybody knows what they're doing that's beneficial to the
team. Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't mad at but I had a lot of, if you seen the post, I had a lot of people in the comments that were like, yo, that ain't right. A man's supposed to lead. Y'all got to understand, we are also in a different era. We are in a different era.
We are
in the 70s and the 60s, where rent was like $20, and you know, Papa and Grandma did their thing and they raised their generation of kids and all of that. We are living in a different era. Grandmas are now like 35, 40. You know, there's no more 60, 70-year-old grandmas anymore. There's no more of that. And so we're living in a different era where I don't care who leads, honestly, as long as we get the job done.
I agree.
As long as we are doing what we have to do and what's comfortable for us, the hell with society. Because society changes its standards every single day. They tell you everything that you're doing is never good enough in society's eyes.
Agreed.
Oh, I'm a billionaire. Oh, well, man, you know, that ain't shit. If you ain't got $5 million in the bank, you ain't doing shit. Society will make you feel like everything you're doing is not good enough. So
I agree.
This way you tune out society and focus. You didn't marry society. You're not dealing with society. So I think Dwayne Wade has caught enough flack over the last year where he's like, I don't care. I'm comfortable. My kids are good. I got a beautiful wife. No, I don't have to lead. I don't have to do everything.
And I think that says a lot about him as a man. I think a lot of men think that always having to have your ego stroked means that you are a man. A person always has to be in the front because he's comfortable with who he is. He's comfortable with what he brings to the table, what his strengths are, what her strengths are, that he doesn't feel threatened by her. Now, I've heard dudes that have said that I don't want a woman to be the head of household. I've heard dudes that said that they want to be the person that takes care of all the finances. But I was like, this is the issue that we have. A lot of men are raised around that finances is all that you can bring. Finances and dick. That's it. That's all they bring. And so when you can't, like, let's say you lose your job. You ain't bringing the finances. So now you treating her like shit because you feel like your self-worth is gone. Whereas if you knew you had more value than just bringing home the bacon, you would be able to adjust and allow her to play. Like you said, I believe relationships are a team. There's some things that I am good at. There's some things that he is good at. And those are where you lead. I'm not going to let you lead me off a cliff knowing we were about to walk the fuck off the cliff.
Like
no.
If a man is leading you and he's giving you something that to follow, then why not? Now, if he's leading you into a brick wall and all of y'all are doing is fucking and just getting by, then maybe that's not the leader for you. But if this man is leading you and he's encouraging you and he's pushing you and he's pushing y'all to newer heights every year, you're elevating. I'm one of them people that you spoke about that was just doing the providing and bringing dick. I thought those were the greatest things in the world. I have 9 children. So
Are you serious?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I knew in my earlier relationships with my kids' mothers, hey, I can do what the hell I want to do because I'm doing all the providing, I'm doing everything. You're under my roof. This is how this works, etc., etc. And I realized that I was doing more damage than actually doing good, because you never want to be putting down the people on your team. But if your team's not doing what they're supposed to do, then you have to change teams. You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask you this though.
Go ahead.
Do you have stereotypical gender norms in your relationship? Do you kind of, because I know you said there's certain things that you don't agree with them. Do you believe that a man should take out the trash?
Yes.
And the woman should cook?
Yes.
And so you do believe that?
I believe that a woman should cook, but I'm not gonna force you to cook. I mean, we gonna eat regardless. So it's not a big thing. But if she enjoys that, she enjoys cooking, she enjoys being the cleaning, because she knows that I'm going out and I'm going to work. I'm not gonna be one of them Jodies. I'm not gonna be laying all in the house, relaxing, kicking my feet up, doing all of that. No, we do things. Now, if she wakes up and says, hey, I don't want to just be the only one cooking, okay, let's change that up. Let's make that happen. Let's do something different. But no, I'm not one of them people who the man should work and the woman should clean the house. I mean, my house is always clean. My kids are good. So it's not like I have to tell her that to do those things. She does it because she wants to. And that's the difference. I'm not taking out the trash, fixing cars and all that. I don't know how to fix cars, but I know somebody that does. So it's not like, you have to know how to cook. You have to know how to do. Yeah, in a perfect world, we want a woman who knows how to cook. We want a woman who, if I'm weak in something, your strengths are my weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So I don't believe in gender roles per se, but I think, again, if I'm giving you something to lead, if I'm giving you something to follow, then we're going to be okay. I'm not going to run you into a brick wall or run you off a cliff. We're going to be okay because I was raised by a woman.
Okay.
So my values towards women are a little different. I saw my mom, and she's still working 30 something years as a postal worker. So I've saw her get up.
Shout out to mama.
Every single day. She never made an excuse. She was raising 4 kids. She lost 1 kid due to gun violence, her oldest. So I watched her every day get out here and work, and didn't complain, didn't say how tired she was. She just did it. So that let me.
You grew up with a strong woman, so you're not afraid of strong women.
Facts. I kid you not. I love a woman who, again, my woman, she came in with her own. She didn't come in trying to feed and live off of me like so many have. So it was different, but it wasn't a bad different. Like, it wasn't a bad difference.
So it wasn't an adjustment to you to have somebody who didn't because if you're the breadwinner, right?
Absolutely.
The person's gonna defer to you. Like, hey, can we do, as opposed to she like, nah, bruh, we doing.
Yeah, because when we first started, I had my own place and she had her own place. She wasn't calling me, asking me to pay her bills and her rent and all that, because she already had it handled. Now, if she had asked, I would have done it. When we moved in together.
Paying bills? You was paying people bills?
I mean,
you wasn't paying people bills.
I mean, that was my woman. We were, because I'm gonna tell you,
Where's these men at? Even when I was single, I ain't never had a dude pay my rent.
Here's the difference. I got caught up in a bullshit ass charge that happened like 3 years ago, and the state finally decided, hey, we're gonna try to charge you for this now. So I hit not a rough spot, but I just didn't have. So I just started dealing with her. I think we were like 2-3 months in.
Got you.
And then most people would have been like, hey, this is too fresh. I'm out. But she hit me and she was like, okay, I get paid on this day. We'll get money. We'll get you a lawyer. We'll make it happen. Whatever you need me to contribute, I'll do it. You ain't got to pay me back. None of that other stuff. Let's just make sure you're straight. So the lawyer ended up being like $1,500. And that was just before trial. It didn't go to trial, but if it hadn't went to trial, it would have been another $1,500.
Okay.
Oh, and he wanted that up front. So we put it up front. We made it. We beat it before it even went to trial because they didn't have a case. And this is when I knew, like, yo, this woman here is different. Like, most people would have been like, I'm not giving you no $1,500, and we only been together, umpteen amount of days, all that. Like, this is when I knew it was different. It was a different feeling. And, yes,
I ain't gonna hold you. I probably would have won.
Yes,
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yesterday, I was able, we had been without a car for a minute. Our car went down. And yesterday, I was able to take her and get her a car.
Okay.
And would you believe it or not, the down payment for the car was $1,500.
Thank God, good.
So it went in full circle. You gave me 15. I went around and gave you 15. So it hit full circle. And that's what because I hate that stigma that, hey, you ain't supposed to get money from your woman, or I hate that shit, because why are we together then? If we can't depend on each other, why are we together? Why are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the gender roles I hate. Like, if my woman can come to me, if my woman can come to me, why can't I come to my woman? It ain't like I ain't doing shit and I'm just laying down relaxing. The bills are being paid, the kids are being taken care of, your hair and nails and all that stuff is being done. So yeah, if I ain't got it, hey, I'm gonna ask you as opposed to other people. I hate asking people for anything. I'm a very prideful person with that. But me and her, we don't count favors. We don't be like, oh, well, I brought you a PlayStation 5, so now you got to do. No, we don't do all that. We come together as a collective, and we know that, hey, nobody's going to have us but us.
That is true.
The world can turn in a second.
That is true. The world can't stop. You can't depend on the world. But speaking about the world and depending on the world, kind of changing subjects just a little bit.
Go ahead.
So let's talk about capitalism. So a lot of people have talked about Black people in the United States and capitalism being one of the ways out. You are in Chicago. I am in Baltimore. These are two of the roughest. Be more in the house. I don't say that shit here.
I am a Ravens fan. That's my favorite team.
You lying to me.
My language all day and through. That is my.
You're not a Bears fan. How the hell did you become a Ravens fan?
Ravens. That is my team. I can't wait till they come to Chicago and play the Bears.
What the hell? How you do that? what the hell?
No, I have been a Ravens fan since Ray Lewis, since I knew what football was. And Lamar Jackson is like my favorite player right now in the whole entire world. I'm a Lamar Jackson fanatic. The Ravens, that's my team. It hurt my heart last year. I was hurt. The year before that, I was hurt. I'm like, man, this side year. So, and I get a lot of flack for that. Like, man, you from Chicago. You ain't never been to Baltimore. I'm like, hey, I ain't never been to Baltimore, but I done seen just about every game the last couple years.
You
So
ain't
I'm
missing
good.
shit. I'm just gonna tell you that. You ain't missing shit. But that's so dope that we both was hurt by last year. Yeah, we was hurt, and the year before that. And it's just like the
We went
Ravens
all
have
them
been hurt.
games just to get whooped like that by Tennessee. I was so hurt. I lost a lot of money that week because I was like, man, we finna really beat their ass. Shit. But I was glad we got our payback last year, though. I was glad for that.
We did get our payback last year, but I'm a little shaky about this year. I'm not sure. I think we gonna come back strong. I'm still a little shaky about the secondary, but we gonna do it. We gonna do it this year.
You need a receiver.
I feel like people keep saying that, and I know that people been not realistically talking about Julio Jones coming to the Ravens because that shit is a dream.
Yeah.
He's not coming to the Ravens. It's not gonna happen. We don't, and that should be interesting though. I'm curious to see what they're gonna pay him, but I'm curious to see what that payday looks like.
I wish he'd go the Tom Brady route.
I don't think he
Tom
will.
Brady was taking pay cuts.
He's not gonna do that.
Yeah, and that's what. But what if he did though? I would definitely do it if it meant. But that's his money. That's his situation. I can't tell him that. But if it was me, I would do it if it meant. But he's looking at Mahomes and he's looking at all these other young dudes that are getting paid. So yeah, you can't help but want to get paid. You want your value, especially when none of these cats have won MVPs and all of that. So, but what were you saying about Baltimore and capitalism?
In Chicago. So that our cities have been kind of like been eaten from the inside out. Mm-hmm. I've not been to Chicago, but so I can't speak to it 100%. I've only know about what I know on the news, that the crime rate is high, a lot of vacant properties, a lot of lost opportunities, and that is basically what Baltimore is. Like it's almost like a mirror. Unfortunately, it's a mirror city. And so a lot of people saying the way out of this is capitalism. Capitalism is the way that Black people can move forward. However, some people are saying that capitalism isn't made for Black people. Do you think that using the system that we currently have now, that if Black people are more embracive of the capitalist society, that we can actually start to make shit better? Or we just kind of like, this shit ain't gonna work? Like it's not.
I think honestly, Chicago is a dog eat dog world.
Okay.
There is no type of unity here. None. Like, we hate to see the next person come up. Instead of figuring out how we can come up with this person, we want to hate on them. We want to rob them. We want to shoot them. We want to do this. We have no type of togetherness. And that's what scares me. And then you have all these it's a lot of vacant buildings and houses because everybody's shooting and killing everybody. And then the state and the city, they take advantage of this by hiking up taxes and all of this. Because I'll tell you, it used to be all the other races lived in the suburbs. They gave us the city. But then they started moving to the suburbs. But now when you're in the suburbs and you work downtown, it becomes harder. That commute becomes harder. The money, the gas, the traffic, all that stuff becomes harder. So now they came up with, hey, we're going to move all of them to the suburbs. Get them a little nice little summits, buy their buildings, do all of this, and let them move to the suburbs. And then we're going to move our people back to the city.
Got you.
And there was a lot of people that didn't want to move to the suburbs. So they're like, okay, you don't want to move? We're going to up the taxes on the mortgage and all of that. We're going to up the taxes. So you're not going to be able to afford it. So Go ahead and stay. And they started doing that, forcing people out their homes and all of this type of stuff. And then it just hit me like, why don't we buy our own buildings? Why don't we buy our own stores? Why don't we buy our own things of ours? That way they can't take it from us. Mm-hmm. You know, they can't take it from us if you own it. You know, they even with cars and houses and things, they'll jack up the taxes, you know, and it's like, okay, what are we doing here? You know, so
you think home ownership in these communities, black people that own the property, are going to restore and respect the property more so than if they just rent it?
Yeah, I think because it's yours, you have a different kind of appreciation for it. You know, oh man, I'm renting, so I don't care about this hole in the wall. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. But when you have a different sense of appreciation when it's yours, when it's your yard, when it's your building, when these are yours, it's in your name, you own it. You have a different sense of, I did that. I made that happen. I didn't do the sellout route, because you have a lot of people who are taking this money, and taking these vouchers and all of this other stuff. But then you're moving into the suburbs, and if you don't have a car, you're basically stuck, because bus systems run differently. Uber fees are a little bit higher. You know, you're basically stuck if you don't have a car or a means to move around, because all the stores are like far apart out there. Everything is different. So I think we have to, first of all, it starts with us working together. This is why we are so far behind as a race and as a culture, because we don't work together. We don't put money back into our own communities. We'd rather. But
you do know that a lot of people, you saying that is going to piss off a lot of people, because a lot of people don't think it's not us working together, but it's the system.
It's definitely the system, because the system is not for us. So we're not going to change their system. Right. We're not going to let us change their system. We can create our own system. We just have to put our money and our brains together and do it. No one person is going to do it. As much as we think Jay-Z and all of them can change the system, it don't just take one person. It don't just fall. So I'm not trying to piss people off, but what I'm saying is, working together, you can accomplish more. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a fist with just one finger.
What do you think is wrong with Chicago? Like, what happened? What do you think the biggest existential problem for black people? Greed? You think it's greed? From who? The government or the people?
The government. Okay. All of them got greedy. They stopped caring about the city. Like, if you think about it, all the murder rates and the crime rates and all of this go up every year. And then they go bring these out-of-towner police superintendents from out of town who know nothing about our culture, nothing about our city. They just know about getting a check. And they're coming in. We've had a lot of bad police superintendents the last couple of years who knew nothing about our city. And one of them was from California, and he got the hell out of there after like a year. He couldn't even take it because he didn't know that it was this bad. I think he was from like a suburb from like Cali or something. So I think greed played a big part in that, because the state of Illinois was very lucrative. You could make a lot of money in Illinois, and then once people lined their pockets up, it became, okay, I got mines, to hell with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mentality that's still going on today. You gotta understand where the drugs and the guns and all this stuff is coming from. We're not just doing this on our own, you know. So, you know, you have to wonder where all of this stuff is coming from. The goal is,
you think the government or somebody is?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like we ain't riding out with AK-47s, and everybody in Chicago seems to have one of those. Yeah, we ain't. But
interesting.
Yeah. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything. I'm just smart enough to know to do my research. You're flooding. You're flooding because you want to see self-destruction. You know, you're gonna do the dirty work for us. We're not gonna do it. But then I live in a different kind of vibe. Like on one side, I gotta worry about my person of my skin color trying to take me out, and then on the other side, I gotta worry about the people that were supposed to protect us trying to take me
Taking
out.
you out.
So it's like I'm in a win-win. I'm trying to stay. It's middle. It's a tug of war. Somebody's trying to pull me over here. Somebody's trying to pull me over here. So I'm stuck in the middle. I'm trying to clear my own lane, my own path, and it's hard because in that city, and I love that city so much because it made me who I am, but the vultures and the greed is what ruined the city. And I don't ever think that it's going to get back to it. And that's what hurts my soul because my kids are in the suburbs and they'll never get a chance to experience what city life was like.
But speaking of somebody that I think that I want to talk about is Nick Cannon, who is also a rapper. Now, he wasn't the best rapper to me. If I can remember, Gigolo wasn't my thing. I love
Gigolo. I love Nick Cannon first album. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I love Nick Cannon first album.
Now I can't trust
Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is a gospel singer now.
I can't. He
has a video. He's singing. He got a famous gospel singer on there singing with him. He's playing the keyboard. I'm like, oh, okay, well.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, do your thing. It's trash, but do your thing.
And it should, all my Nick Cannon fans, don't eat me alive. It just wasn't for me. Like, I just could not get with his rapping. But apparently a lot of women like his rapping. He is gonna have 7 children. Coming from a person who has 9.
Yeah.
Is Nick Cannon the same as Future, but people look at him differently because of his image?
Absolutely. They look at Nick Cannon differently because of his image. But I don't, you know what? And I personally don't know if what Future does for his kids. The media has a way of spinning things and telling you that a person is a deadbeat. And we don't know what that person does for his kids because not everything they do is for show. Yes, you have a spotlight on you everywhere you go, but some people just do things on their own time. They don't have to do everything for show. You know, I hate them people who give money to the homeless but got a camera. Camera around. Like, yo, if you're gonna do something, just do it. Nick Cannon, I wouldn't say he is Future just without the image. But I will say, you don't know what these people do in their spare time.
Okay.
You know, think about Drake. Drake didn't even tell us that he had a kid. It took a beef for us to know that Drake had a kid. And again, that's not my business. I don't care, man. If you can have all the kids in the world, as long as you take care of your kids. See, a person can say anything they want about me. But one thing you cannot say is, oh, Smash don't take care of his kids. Smash don't handle his business as a man. His kids out here wilding out and Smash is nowhere in sight. So I think that's the stigma that Future got, because then Sierra ran into a guy like Russell Wilson, who's
right.
He holds down his own. He takes care of his wife. He makes sure the kids are good. He makes sure baby Future is good. So yes, the stigma is always, oh man, Future's a fucking deadbeat. He don't take care of his son and all this and all that. But you can't tell that man what that man don't do. And
I mean, Sierra kind of said it.
But I think Future, and here's the thing. With Future, I think Future felt like he's a rock star. I'm going to lay down. I'm a Rolling Stone. I'm going to make all these kids. And yeah, I'm going to do what I got to do because I'm making money. And they'll all be straight. You know, Future probably playing hella child support right now. But
I'm sure.
He probably in his mind, man, my kids are good. I may not see them every day because I'm always on the road. I'm always doing this, but my money is good. Nick Cannon is the same way. Nick Cannon is a busy person. But again, when them cameras off, we don't know what's going on. But Nick Cannon has that family-friendly act. And he has that lock your doors, hide your silverware, you know, put your wallets up, kind of act. And that's why I think Nick Cannon got a lot of kids. Hell, I got a lot of kids.
Yeah, Nick Cannon have 7. He gonna have 3 in the same year.
I'll see. Yeah, bro, doing too much for me. at least I waited. Well, I really can't say that because I got 2 kids a month apart.
Jesus.
Yeah, same year, month apart.
You was busy too.
I can't even flex on Nick Cannon, but it's like, so when you ask that question, what do you mean by him being this? Does he get a better rap than Future? What do you mean?
I mean that people look at Future, and Future is the quintessential shitty dad. He's a shitty person. He's the papa was a Rolling Stone. He's just horrible. Whereas Nick Cannon is kind of like, oh, Nick Cannon, he's so great. Look at how wonderful he is. He's spending time with, I think, Monroe and Moroccan, what he had with Mariah Carey. And it's just different, but it is really similar because all these, I think Nick Cannon has like 4 or 5 baby mothers, and Future is the same way.
I think the stigma is the bad stigma. Some of these fathers out here catch a bad break, and it comes from the moms. Not all of it.
Oh, okay.
Let me correct that. Not all of it, but I'm gonna tell you this: when I got married, you got time to be over there taking care of her kids because she has 2 of her own out of the 9. You got time to take care of them kids, but you can't come to Chicago and see your kids and doing all this. And it's like, yo, we are in the middle of a pandemic. What you want me to do? I can't travel and move around as much because I was going to Chicago every other weekend before the pandemic hit.
Oh,
every
wow.
other weekend I was there, or every other weekend, or every weekend, whatever I could spend. So it became, in my mind, I started to feel down about that. Like, well, damn, maybe you is right. I wish I could do more. I wish, and then once things started relaxing with traveling and all that, I was able to move around and get back to my kids. If a guy moves on and that woman still wants that guy, you have that stigma of women who will definitely put the kids in the middle. And I made a post a couple weeks ago about a conversation. Somebody had a conversation, and the girl was saying, hey, you can have your kids and all that, but you can't have sex in the house when my kids are there. And then the dude was like, well, don't you have sex with your guy? And her response was, I can do that because I have them all the time. So if you can't agree to my rules, you can't get the kids. And I'm just like, huh?
Are the kids gonna be in the room? Like, are they gonna know?
This is what. Now, if you're a deadbeat father and you ain't doing shit for your kids, then you deserve every piece of karma that comes to you because you laid down, told this woman you want her to have your baby. You made unprotected sex. You did that. So you should definitely own up and take care of your kids. But you have a lot of fathers out here who cannot take care of their kids because the woman is not letting go. She's still bitter. She feels like you have moved on and done well for yourself without her, and she doesn't know how to handle that. I speak on that because I speak from experience. Okay.
So I mean, there are some shitty, like you said, there are some shitty dads.
So in this day and age, if you don't want to be a father, you don't want to be a father. But you should at least do that and know that before you laying down making these babies, because these kids did not ask to be here.
We don't know, but I don't know about that because there's too many of his baby mamas that kind of had the same storyline. Like if it was just one, I'd be like, all right. But it's a lot of them kind of having the same storyline, and the same thing with Nick Cannon. Who knows what he's doing?
Say maybe one out of those might be bitter. The other ones might actually have. This is just, again, I'm going off my experience, where I know I'm a good father. But you have that, especially if you have a lot of kids' mothers. I have 4. So you have one that might be bitter about how shit ended. And I thank God because all of my kids' mothers get along. They're not mad about the other. My kids are able to play with each other. They're able to see each other. They're able to be around each other, because at least now I know if something happens to me, my kids will be good.
No matter how rich you are or poor you are, just be in your kid's life. Don't be a deadbeat dad. Just be in your kid's life. That's all we ask.
Let the world talk. If they feel like you're a bad father or you ain't doing shit, fuck them.
The House Podcast is going to take off. You're going to get that Joe Budden contract, that Joe Rogan contract where you making $100 million a year.
You know, and man, I pray, because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to help my people. I'm not going to be one of them people who, you know, I got 4 strong co-hosts. So it's like, the hours and the time that we put in, the day I make it, I'm gonna make sure, I look out for my people who got me there, you know. And that's how you build, because now generational wealth. Now you take some of what I've taught you and what I've done for you and do it for the next person and the next person. This is how we bounce back as a culture. Generational wealth. I want to make sure my kids are good, my kids are good, because that's the kind of person I am. I don't do this for money. I mean, I love money, don't get it twisted. Right. But I'm going to be one of them people with 9 kids. I have to want money. But this is a passion of mine. You know, I did this when I was broke. So money wouldn't change me. And I think that's the difference between me and a lot of other people. Money changes you. And whoever says it doesn't, they're lying. But do money change you for the good, or do it change you for the bad?
That is true. Everybody know that. He just spoke a word right there, some facts. And you mentioned you have four co-hosts. So tell us a little bit about Bet the House Podcast. How can they reach you? How can they listen and all that jazz?
All right. One of my co-hosts, Della Faye, she is a up and coming R&B rapper. She dope. Okay, she is super dope. She got good music, and it ain't just the norm. She is super dope, and I am. This is why I've been campaigning so hard, because right now she's doing a lot of different shows and everything, so she can't really be here like she wants.
Gotcha.
I have J-Day. That's one of my closest friends. He's dope, and then I have my wife. She's also working on her podcast, so we have spinoffs and everything coming. Like, this is not going to stop with just Bet the House. Bet the House is going to be a whole empire. And then I have Bailey. That's another up and coming rapper. So we all have other things that we're doing. You can find us. The main link to find us is always betthehouse.com. That's the main place where everything is. But we're also on every platform: YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Bet the House 2020, Bet the House Podcast 2020. And hopefully you'll be seeing us on your TV screen real soon. We got something in the works, so hopefully that comes to fruition. So I look forward to that, sharing more details about that.
Dope. So I'm glad I got a chance to speak to you before you blow up and you become the next Joe Budden. So I'm happy to have had you on Millennials Anonymous podcast. You can come back anytime you want. I enjoyed you.
Now we got to get you on Bet the House.
Just tell me when.
And I like your show. I'm so calm on this show, but over there, it's a whole different animal. It's a whole different ball game. But we want you to come through, because you showed us love. You reached out to us. Your platform is dope. We support women podcasters. So thank you for having me personally. And I appreciate this. You know, I'm always humble anytime somebody comes out and says, "Hey, we like what you're doing. Let's work." Because I do it all the time to people. Like, man, I like what you're doing. Let's work. So, you know, it's going to be good. I appreciate you for this, definitely. And I will, anytime you need me, I'm here. This is what I tell people. When I do a show, I consider you in that circle now. So when you need me, I'm coming.
Okay, family. Now we can do that little thing they did in the color purple. I love it. Thank you. All right. I want to give a big shout out to Big Smash for coming through and making a big smash on Millennials Anonymous podcast. And I also want to just give a big shout out to everybody who has listened, subscribed recently, downloaded our content. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who listens. We appreciate you. We will be back again next week with a brand new episode of Millennials Anonymous podcast. And we appreciate you. Stay safe out there. If you're in Maryland or near somewhere in the Northeast, make sure you stay away from them cicadas. I'm just saying they don't bite, but I don't fuck with them, and you can tell because I've talked about them several times right now, and it's bothering me because they're out. They're out. They deep. They are for the streets. That's all I'm saying. Bye.